complete politics with Chukwuma Okoro. Take a listen to Chidi Odinkalu and NYESOM WIKE.
Somebody came to show me about one write-up where they said there's one professor that wrote. I asked him, professor of which university? Nobody knows. But it's a professor. They say he's a professor of law. Where has he taught law? Nobody knows. Where has he advocated law? Nobody knows. But it's only a professor of law in social media. They had the opportunity. They were given the opportunity in Human Rights Commission. Ask them, what was their performance? What was the record? When the government gave the opportunity to be there? Zero. Zero. I thank our leaders for continuing to give Mr. President support. I thank our leaders for supporting the FCT administration, continue to support. So those who want to die, that we are flagging off and will be commissioning, it's not our business. Go and hang the transformer and die. We want nobody any apology. We don't go any apologies at all. We could not to do something that our people will make our people happy. But let me use the opportunity to invite my dear leader. Let me tell you one thing today. You know, there are people who don't have character. The former governor of Abia State, we started this struggle together. We stood firm. We stood firm. Forget about people who are jumping here, left, right, and center, who couldn't even say anything then. These are the people who stood, who said equity, fairness, and what? Justice. That's why I would never abandon people like this. There are people, they just are human beings who have character. Yes, and that is what it's supposed to be. Hunger will not kill you because you have character. Some people, you see them, you sit with them today, they tell you something, the next day, they're doing a different thing. That's not life. You must be known for something, that your children should be proud of you.
Look, I respect the office of the Minister for the FCT because it's a very important office in the country. The FCT is a symbol of Nigeria's coexistence. And precisely because of that, I think we've got to hold the feet of the occupant of the office on fire, to fire at any point in time. We've got to ask the person to comport themselves in ways that do credit to the sovereign standing of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's not a republic for you or I or the minister alone. It's the republic for all of us and for everyone who is going to subsequently be part of that republic and for those who have come before us. Now, look, internet lawyer, where do people get their information now, material? Is it not on the internet? Or internet professor. So I'm not at all worried about being described as internet lawyer. He uses devices and he relies on the internet every day, right? Now, so he's not denying my credentials as a lawyer. So I'm not interested. WIKE became a lawyer in 1998. By that time, I had been a lawyer for over 10 years, in Nigeria at least, right? And I have put in work in all manner of places. I have never been paid a salary by the Nigerian government or any institution in Nigeria except as a youth corper. I want WIKE to say the same thing. The man has not had a legitimate life outside the Nigerian state. Okay? So I can understand the inferiority complex of someone like that, whose entire existence has been dependent on sucking from the feeding bottle, from the sovereign feeding bottle of Nigeria. Entirely. legitimately and illegitimately. I can. Because WIKE cannot tell me. If he can, let him please do so. But WIKE cannot tell me that everything he has acquired and owns at the moment can be accounted for in terms of the legitimate earnings that he has had, number one, as a local government chairman, number two, as a chief of staff to the Rivers State governor, number three, as a minister of a junior minister for education under President Jonathan, number four, as a governor of Rivers State for 2 terms, and now as the FCT minister. If he can add up his earnings legitimately, including allowances legitimately, and be able to account for his acquisitions in terms of those legitimate earnings, let him say so. I can account for what I own and anything credited to me in terms of my legitimate earnings. I want WIKE to say the same thing. If he can say that, I will be on the same pedestal. If he cannot, I am superior to him. And so I can understand that he is acting out his inferiority, his moral and ethical inferiority in relation to me. And for that, I cannot blame myself. I have lived legitimately. I can account for everything I have, everything that is attributed to my name. I invite WIKE as a minister and as a lawyer and as a citizen to say exactly what I have said here. When I was chair of the National Human Rights Commission, I published my assets. They are still available online. I have not borrowed to send my children to school. Okay? I want him to just say something similar. I have not stolen from anybody to send my children to school. No, I have not. I want him to say the same thing. And the only thing I want him to say, the only thing I have is what I could legitimately earn in these offices I have occupied. That's all. Let him publish his assets. Let him publish his asset declaration forms. At that point, I will see him and myself as equals. If he cannot do any of these things, he cannot mop my shoes. No.